Hello, movie lovers. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'm sorry, guys, we're just a few minutes behind. You know how things go when we go live. But thanks for joining me. Tonight, we are going to talk to um, my special guest, Quentin Grizzly Bear Harris. And we're going to talk to him about writing, producing, directing, and all that good stuff. All right. So let's get into this, guys. Everyone say hello to Quentin. Hi, Quentin. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing today?
I'm doing good, thank you. So, welcome to Rossie Talks, movies, TV, everything in between, all things media. And I'm happy that you came. We've been getting this interview together for like a month or two, Quentin. We
Yeah, it's
talked.
been about a
Yeah,
month now.
it's been a while, and I've been following Quentin for a long time, just like the other friends that I bring on the show. He's another one that I've been following. He's a director, he's a producer, he's a writer. He does like literally everything. He's your Renaissance man of entertainment. Okay, this guy does everything. So. We're going to get into it and talk with you, Quentin. Quentin and
Right.
I were going to talk about a movie called oh gosh, Think Like a Man. Unfortunately, Quentin, I have not watched that yet, so we're just gonna talk about you and some movies that you like and enjoy, and if you're into romance movies, because it's February. It's the month of love, and also of course it's Black History Month. All right, so Quentin,
Yes.
tell us a little bit about yourself before I start asking you all these wonderful
Um,
questions that I have for you.
I am currently from Oakland, California. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, sorry. So I am
You're
from
good.
Oakland,
You're good.
California, and so yeah, I'm from Oakland, California. I went to Skyline High School. I've been a movie lover since I can walk and talk. Honestly, um, so I was born in the '80s, raised in the '90s, and like when you get older, it's like my mom was like, "What are you watching?" Let's Sport. Like, wait,
Right,
who is
right.
it? John Claude. One of my favorite actors, John Claude Van Damme,
Okay.
and I also took some martial arts when I was younger too. So, but but yeah, a little bit about myself. Basically, like I said, I'm born and raised in Oakland, California. I've been a movie lover since I can walk.
Okay.
I've been married. Going this year will be 16 years.
Really
May 12th will be 16 years.
dope. Congratulations. That's really awesome. Do you have
I
kids?
have I have one child. He's 5, going on 18. Always trying to tell me what to do.
I was
He's
looking at your story the other day and I saw him. He was sitting there watching. You had him watching the 80s. What cartoon was that he was watching that you were introducing him to?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. I saw that and I was like, "Oh my God, baby's watching Ghostbusters. Good job. Good job.
Oh
Those
yeah,
old
I'm
Ghostbusters
introducing him
cartoon
to,
guys."
like, I've introduced him to Ghostbusters, Gargoyles,
Okay.
Bucky O'Hare, Captain
Okay.
Simi and the Space Monkeys. I
Okay.
haven't introduced him to Buzz Lightyear cartoon because, so when I say I was made for film and television, I can tell
Right.
you every cartoon movie that
Right.
had a spin-off from um like um like nobody knows that RoboCop had
Yes.
technically 3 movies, a spin-off, and
Right.
it had a cartoon as well.
Right. They sure did. Um,
And but yeah, like, people get kind of annoyed when I tell them about movies and cartoons all the time. And it was like, how do you know this?
right.
I'm like, this is what I do in my spare time.
Well, then you're on the perfect podcast for you loving movies because that's what we love over here. We're gamers. We love movies, all things entertainment. We really love here.
Right.
So okay, so you're a writer, you're a director, and you're a producer. What
And I also
came?
do and I also and I also do a lot of the camera as well.
Okay, so what came first though? What came
Um
writing, directing, producing? What did you
Honestly,
love
what came
first?
first was the writing.
Okay,
I've been writing stories since elementary. I didn't really get into screenwriting until I got into college, at De Anza College,
Okay.
and one of my professors, he used to work in the industry. He used to work in the industry,
Okay.
and he opted out from being in the industry because a lot of his stuff was getting stolen and stuff like that. So he said, you know what, he's just gonna just teach and make movies while he's teaching and stuff like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
And because of him, he doesn't know this, but he inadvertently saved my life because
Okay.
I was looking for something to get into, something
Right.
that I love for as a passion, and
Right.
screenwriting became between screenwriting,
Yeah.
directing, and PA work, and
Okay.
doing the cameras as well.
So like we'll go back to you said you started writing. That was your first love that you liked a lot. Your first love was
Right,
writing. When you were
right.
in what middle school, grade school, and what kind of things did you
Um,
write at that time?
in elementary, I wrote a lot about. First, I would start with, okay, there's a big castle. Okay, so where's
Okay.
this castle? It's in the middle of nowhere, and I would just write things out of my imagination.
Okay.
And then, but I wrote this one story about these two siblings who were telepathic. I wrote that in like 2 minutes.
What grade?
I was bored. I wrote like a whole 2 page in 2 minutes.
What grade?
I was bored, so I was like, I want to write.
Okay. So when you started writing as a kid, was that just like you said, was that something that like you said, you're bored and you just enjoyed doing? Did you know at that time, like, I want to do this for a career? Or was it just something that you just did, just doodle kind
It
of?
was something that in elementary, it was just something that I just did
Okay.
because since I can't watch TV, I can't play video games.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? I might as well just write. So I would write, I would draw,
Okay.
read books. My mom, I think I had two parents. My mom and dad
Right.
like read this, and you know how parents like read this book and give me a synopsis of this book.
Right.
Later, know and behold that this would be my career.
Right. So they started you with that then. They kind of
Yeah,
helped mold you as a young writer by introducing you to books and having you read that and giving the synopsis. So
yeah.
did you feel like when they did that, did you feel like it was kind of a chore or was it something that you actually like, yeah, okay, I can do this. This is
In the
fun.
beginning, I feel like it was in the beginning. I feel like it was a chore. Like
Okay.
I don't want to do this,
Right.
but something in the back of my head said, something in the back of my head, unbeknownst to me, I know I'm gonna be doing this later on,
Okay.
and I'm.
Right. Do you have siblings?
I have one younger brother.
Okay. Does he do the same
We're
thing?
6 years
Like
apart.
6 years apart?
Yeah, we're 6 years apart.
Does he also have that talent for writing and all that?
No, he's good at arguments. He's
Okay,
good at
okay,
picking people apart
okay.
and kind of so. But basically, he's in college as well. He's
Okay.
actually going to be a lawyer.
I was just gonna say he must be a debater or a lawyer or something like that.
Yeah, and I'm
Okay.
like, bro, when you make it to the big leagues, I'm gonna need you.
Right, right. So like with when did when did you take it seriously? It's like start taking writing seriously and when did like the directing and the producing, come?
So when I took it seriously was when, like I said, when I went to Danza College. I
Okay,
like after taking film courses,
okay,
I would so like even the days that I wasn't supposed to be at school or when I
okay,
wasn't working,
okay,
and when my wife was working, I was like, you know what? I would literally take the bus and the light rail. I would actually go to Danza College. I would literally set my alarm clock, get up, and go to the college because that's where I wanted and needed to be because I
okay.
wanted to perfect what I'm doing.
Right.
And because I used to want because before I did film writing and stuff like that, I used to hang around other people. I used to hang around
Okay.
people who would drink and smoke all day long,
Okay.
and I was like, this is repetitive. I need some. And so, like I said, going to Deanza College is something that I definitely loved
Okay.
because getting to the writing and also too like as I'm at the school,
Right.
I'm literally I'm ear hustling in the hallway for because like I would be in the film studios and I'm
Right.
like, oh, we need a PA. I would immediately get up. You need a PA?
Okay. Okay.
Like so, anytime I can get my hands on being a PA or an
Right.
actor or being in film and just
Right.
being around, finding out how deep this rabbit hole goes,
Right.
um, and also too being a product of Oakland, being a product of Bay Area, it's like
Right.
you either gonna be a drug dealer or you
Right.
gonna work a 9 to 5 or get into some mischief and
Right.
but yeah, like getting into film is something that is a blessing, honestly.
How hard was it for you to like to avoid that? Because I know you want to hang out and you want to be with the guys or be with the friends. How were your parents instrumental in making sure that you didn't go down that road? I mean, would you say that that saved your life, basically, the whole college and all that? I mean,
Um, my mom and dad definitely beat me to submission
okay,
because
okay,
my mom and dad from the old school.
right,
So
okay,
I thank God I grew up in the era of when your mom and dad find out,
absolutely,
you got that uncle, the auntie,
yes, yes,
everybody's on your butt.
yes, I
But
remember those
I
days.
would say I honestly went to jail one time. I went to
Okay,
jail one time just for hanging around with one person,
right,
and but after that, like, cause I didn't really understand what my mama meant. It's okay to be by yourself.
right,
After that, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm good being by myself.
right,
And later on, as you know, you get older and stuff like that. They say, you are who you hang out with.
yes,
So so like the people I'm around now is I'm around my friends, like all my friends, like Farrell Harrington
Pharaoh,
you've
yep,
interviewed, and
right,
like we talk about film directing, we
right,
talk about intellectual things all the time,
right.
and
So, if I can ask, so when was your first professional job? Like you got, I know that you still are in school because you're doing he does a lot, you guys. Like he's not joking. I mean, his website is extensive. He does a lot behind the camera, in front of the camera, writing, like he said, acting. He really does a lot. So what was it? Was it writing first? Was it directing? Like when was your first professional like gig?
honestly, so my first professional was when I honestly got to man the camera on one of my friends' music videos, and
What video was that? Like what friend was that? Can
I
you shout
forgot
him
who the
out?
huh.
You want to shout him out?
So I actually want to give a shout out to Charles Sharp. Of I think he goes by another name,
Okay.
his name is Charles Sharp, and I got to work with him, and when I was in San Jose as a
Okay.
production assistant, and also too like I was actually one of his right hand men as well whenever I got a chance to. Um, but like yeah, that was actually one of my very first professional, actually, yeah, one of my very first professional, other than being on a professional set with my teacher at
Okay.
Dianza as well.
Okay. Who inspired you? Was it that teacher that inspired you to
Honestly,
write
yeah.
and direct? Okay.
Honestly, because taking this class, I
Yeah.
haven't taken this class helped me to understand what it means to be a writer.
Okay.
Because you'll write something and you, having the process of someone telling you that's not good,
Right.
rewrite it again. And
Right.
so I would write something generic just so that I can understand the basis of
Okay.
what each of how to write something. Just because I
Right.
tell people all the time, write something generic. It's okay to be generic so you
Right.
get the basis and foundation of how to write something and just how to do anything basically.
So what's the difference between like you started out writing, just writing stories, and screenwriting?
So writing stories is more of like once upon a time, like
Okay.
in 1876, there was these soldiers who went through a
Okay.
program, and so screenwriting is more of interior day,
Okay.
no, like interior bunker day,
Okay. Right. Right. Okay.
and then so basically you have the description at the top, and then you have so yeah, you have the description at the top, and then
Right.
you have description of who are these people? How old
Right.
are they?
Right.
Sometimes it may matter. Sometimes it depends on what you want the audience to know.
Okay.
And so the description is where are you? What is going
Right.
on? Like two African American soldiers
Right.
are are strapped down to a table, getting ready to go through a super soldier program that they had no idea that they're about to be a, and then you have dialogue and stuff like that.
Right. Do you find screenwriting a little bit easier or harder than just writing your story?
Honestly, after doing it for so long, it's easy.
Okay. Do you
But
help
at
other
times
people? Go ahead.
it does get hard when you don't have an idea. So if you don't have an idea, you do what's called a vomit effect.
What's
It
that?
sounds huh?
What's that?
Oh,
The vomit effect.
so so my teacher at the end. So so if you don't have a concise idea of what the script's gonna be, write out everything that's on your mind. It doesn't have to make sense. Just
Okay.
it can be Sam Slug, AK-47. Okay, we got a tank, and it can just be a whole bunch of words molded in, and then write until you can't write no more, and then pick out what you want from there, and then write it
Okay.
again. Write it again until you have a concise storyline and an idea.
Okay. What about what you said with directing your first, manning the camera was for the music video. But have you shot a lot of short films? Have you participated, like, our yearly a place called Sacramento?
Um, Last year I actually shot a short film called As Is.
Okay.
Um, and to see my name, sorry, I get a little choked up when I see, so I get choked up when I
That's okay, man.
to see my name in light and to see my name on the screen
Right.
as the cinematographer,
Right.
it says, okay, you're meant for this, and to be able to um sorry so but like seeing my name as a cinematographer, and it's just like it brings a smile, it brings a big smile to your face, and
Right.
it tears me up because I'm like, that's my name, like that's what I did.
Right.
Look how far I've come.
Right. Exactly.
And I put it all over Facebook.
You should. You absolutely should. That's something to be proud of. We artists, we when we are able to create, and for me, like, seeing our film Hit It in Plain Sight at this past
Yeah,
a place called Sac. It is like that when you see your face up there, when you see your name up there, because those are goals, you know what I mean? And it
yeah,
takes a while to get to reach those goals, because you know how hard it is. You've acted, you've done that before, so
yeah,
when you get, it takes a while to get a part, guys. I mean, it's a roller coaster ride. So when you finally
yeah.
land
Really.
one, yeah, so you want to put it everywhere. What's your process that you go through for writing? Do you have a
So my
process? Like,
honestly, my process is I literally watch a lot. I'll either watch a lot of television and not think at all,
okay.
or sometimes I may go on a walk, or because like my mind literally goes 1,000 miles a second,
Okay.
literally.
Okay.
So I would stop and do nothing, and
Okay.
because so I have ADD,
Okay.
so literally I'll be writing one thing for a film, and then something else comes. So I literally would have two or three notebooks
Okay.
in front of me because
Wow.
so I have a movie that my son that like I have a movie that I want to do that's inspired by my son.
Okay.
Basically, it's called Father Responsibilities.
Okay.
So basically, and initially I wanted to be about a father who didn't want to be a father, but I was like, no, it's too many black people that too many black men that does that. So
Right.
basically, I want to make him a more of a unsure father. I
Okay.
want to make him more
Okay.
of a. I'm gonna change the narrative, like have him be unsure about
Okay.
him being a father because his dad was never there. Like I want to be a father, but I'm not quite sure if I should be a father.
Right.
And he has a wife. Actually has a girlfriend who's a church going woman, and
Okay.
she's a upkeep woman. And then I have another film that I'm writing, which I feel like everybody will love this film. It's
Okay.
called Zodiac Dating.
Tell us about that. Tell us about that. I think
So
we talked about that, but tell everyone else about that.
so I was on Facebook one day, and I kept reading about, oh, it's Pisces season, turn up.
Right,
Oh,
right.
are you Sagittarius? And I'm reading. I was like, I'm getting an idea, but let me keep reading, and I keep seeing things about Aries, Pisces, and different zodiac. So I'm literally writing notes down, and then I was watching and then a movie came to my head I need to watch, which I watched. It was oh my God, we were talking about it
Think like a
with
man?
Kevin Hart and
Oh, oh. We were talking about it. I can't freaking
yeah.
think
So
of it.
basically, it was a movie. It was a not to can play that game. But it was a Think Like a Man. So,
Think like a man. Okay.
yeah. Also, I was watching the movie Think Like a Man. Two
Right,
can play that game.
right.
I still need to watch the rest of that movie. So basically, the whole premise of the film I'm writing is going to be about two people on opposite ends of a city going to end up meeting each other within the film. So basically, meeting each other, and
Right.
they're opposite zodiacs. So basically, I'm still learning about zodiac signs,
Okay.
but I'm gonna
Okay.
have them be opposite of the zodiac sign that they're supposed to be with, and I'm thinking about leaving it on the cliffhanger.
Okay.
I'm still writing the idea and everything like that, but
Right.
I'm gonna leave it on the cliffhanger for right now.
Right.
Because I've watched in a lot of movies, they're either all good happens or bad happens. So I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna try to write it to a cliffhanger for part two.
Right. So, guys, so Quentin, we got to talk on the phone, and we were talking about what we wanted to do as far as this interview is concerned. And I mean, Quentin has millions of ideas that are floating around right now. I mean, we talked about the sitcom, bringing back TGI, what TGI, what is it? Thank God it's
TGIF,
Friday. TGIF, bringing back TGIF. If you guys remember that in the what 80s, late 90s, I think early
90s, yeah.
2000s, 90s, they had TGIF on Fridays. So you would have your Family Matters, you would have your Full House, you'd have a list of shows that came on in that block. And he was talking about bringing that back. So he's not only, writing and movies. These are sitcom ideas and things.
Cartoons
Um,
as well.
what else? What else?
Cartoons as well.
Cartoons as well. So he has a lot of things going on and a lot of things that he wants to do. Um, how many projects are you working on right now, including what you just told me about? How many do you have going on
So
that
right
are
now,
in the process?
so in the process right now, I'm still writing Zodiac Dating and Five Responsibilities, but I'm doing that slowly now. But now that I'm back in school, and
Yeah.
school has kind of taken over everything
Right.
at the
Right.
moment.
Right.
But what I can say is the fact that taking my camera class that I'm in, which I love, but my camera class that I love, and I'm also taking a sound class
Okay.
and learning about how to mix and mingle sounds
Wow.
and how to use and we're actually creating we're creating like a little commercial or a little something for the sound, and then for my camera class
Right.
I can actually officially, because I used to hate doing a shot list because it was
Okay.
tedious, and I was just like, "How do you do this?" But
Right.
now that I've actually gotten practice doing a shot list, I'm official. We're doing I know how to do a shot list now,
Nice.
and um, doing and like going back to the basics. And
Okay.
because I know a lot of people want to, oh, we need to know this, mixing in this. And I'm like, sometimes doing basics can actually give you more ideas as well. And so we actually have to create one thing that I'm actually gonna love this weekend
Yeah.
is we have a lighting exercise.
Okay.
So creating different lighting on the subject.
Right. Okay. Okay.
And she's giving us examples to follow. And
Okay.
and I'm just like, this is what I do every day of the week.
Right. So if you could choose, as far as like actors or whatever, who would you like to work with? Who would you like to
Honest,
write for? Or, let's start with that. Who would
honestly,
you like to write
everybody.
for?
Honestly, everybody. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there's a lot of people that I would love to work. Honestly, I'm putting this. I definitely want to work with the older generation before
Okay,
they either retire
right,
or
okay,
because like Bruce Willis. Because I was like, I want to work with Bruce Willis. I want to work with Bruce
right,
Willis.
right.
Bruce Willis has come down with some. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh.
yeah, yeah.
Before that was Bernie Mac. He
Okay,
passed it.
right,
I'm like,
right,
and then Chadwick Boseman. I was like, okay.
right, right.
But honestly, I would definitely want to work with all the older generation first
Okay,
because either they're going to retire
right.
or something illness may come around. But honestly, I must have told 100,000 people this. So I found out when I was a security guard at the Sacramento Museum when they had like a film noir thing going on,
Okay, okay.
and then I found out that the entertainment industry started in the Bay Area.
Really?
It started in the Bay Area, but they took it and went to LA
Okay,
because it was quote unquote sunnier.
really?
Yeah,
I remember you saying that because you're from the Bay Area, you're from
yeah,
Oakland.
from Oakland.
Okay. How long you been in Sacramento?
Uh, Going on 10 years now,
Okay, and I remember you
10, 11
saying
years.
that you kind of want to make it in the Bay Area, like you want to go back to the Bay Area. What's the difference? Like, what do you love about the Bay Area as far as wanting to bring your business and just be back there?
For me, because growing up in the Bay, I've seen people go from nothing. I've
Okay,
seen people come from nothing, then all of a sudden they get in the mindset of, okay, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. And I feel like the networking is, I feel like the networking is a little bit more broader out there,
okay,
and
okay,
it's easier to network out there, and it's always been an entertainment culture out there too as
okay,
well,
okay,
and and also too and also getting this information that I found out from years ago, that how like and plus also too movies, cartoons, and TV shows have been made in the Bay Area since the 1950s,
wow, okay,
and
okay.
I do my research.
I,
I
I
do a
I
lot of
see.
research as well.
I, you're educating us, and we appreciate that. So continue.
And so like hearing Oakland on Smallville, hearing the name Oakland on Agents
Okay.
of Shield, I'm like, we have arrived. So I'm like, yes, Oakland and also too having Oakland being in the Matrix. And
Okay.
one of my favorite films is with Whoopi Goldberg, Will Smith, and Nia Long, Made in America.
Yes.
They
Okay.
shot some of that movie across the street from my mom's old job
Really?
in downtown Oakland.
Okay. Fun facts,
And
guys. Fun
so,
facts.
and like I know, I'm no shade on Hollywood, no shade whatsoever. They're doing their
Okay.
thing, but honestly, like Atlanta's becoming kind of big right now.
Yes.
But honestly, too, I really want to first create my own brand with my friends. I'm going to create my brand and help me and my friends come up together.
Right.
But at the same time, I really want to go back to Oakland
Okay.
and create an entertainment industry within Oakland, and also too help these kids get off the streets.
Right.
That's my main thing. It's like
Okay.
showing these people just because you're in the hood
Right.
doesn't necessarily mean you have to stay that way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that is so true. And I'm happy that you brought that up because we need to know that. Younger kids need to know that, you can get out of your situation if you're in a situation. You can absolutely make it. No one's holding you back. You just have to work really hard, but you can do that. Quentin is an example of doing that right now. So um, don't fall for the victim mentality. We have to get out
Right,
of the victim mentality. You can do it just like Johnny across the street has done it. You can do that. A lot of us has come from broken homes. I come from a single household with a stepdad, but still, my mom was the main thing. Like she was all that, you know. So you can do that. You absolutely could do that, but you have to not be a victim and allow yourself excuses of why you can't. You absolutely can. So I
And
just
because
wanted to
like,
put
I'm
that out.
sorry.
Go ahead, babe.
No, I was gonna say, also too, like a lot of my other friends I used to, my other friends who I used to hang out with in the Bay Area, I went to the Art Institute, and one of my friends was telling me he was hard on me. I understand why, but now I do. He's like, bruh, quit whining and complaining. Just
Right,
do it.
right,
And just because you're doing it doesn't mean you can't do it. Just start
right.
from the basics and keep going, just like how you just said. But honestly, too, like honestly, I would definitely love to work with you as well. Like, put you like on it, because I like to see another side of people, and
Yes.
like because like experiment with your personality, and like,
Right.
and so basically as soon as I'm done with a film or two, I'm gonna start like hitting up you and a whole bunch of other
Absolutely.
people.
Absolutely. You have my number. You know, I'm a fan of all of you guys. You know, I'm, you know, been in Sacramento for 9 years, but fairly new to, you know, I'm still learning things here. I'm from the
Right.
Northwest, so I was a fan of all of you guys before I even got into it. I used to see you guys on Facebook and you know, getting into the community around town. So I absolutely, absolutely. Um, let's see. So for your well, let's go this. You have a YouTube channel as well, don't you?
Yeah, I have. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Give me one
No, go
second.
ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry about that. My son and my
It's
wife
okay.
just came into the house. Sorry about
It's
that.
okay. It's okay.
Um, I'm about to say, but yeah, I technically have two YouTube channels.
Okay.
One is Grizzly Bear Productions,
Okay.
and the other one is Access Entertainment.
Okay. What's the
Um,
difference between the two? Hi, John. That's my the host of Movie Lovers Unite. He dropped in to say hi to us.
what's going on, man? So,
So
the
yeah,
difference
what's
between
the
the two.
difference?
So,
Yeah.
um, Access Entertainment, I actually got the idea. So I was watching Entertainment Tonight, Access Hollywood, and Extra, and I was like, they never interviewed extras. They never
Right.
interview the writers. They
Right.
never They only interview like A-listers and
Right.
certain people that they get their hands on. And so, I as many people as I can as many people as I can get my hands on. I currently have 17 episodes on YouTube right now.
Wow.
Um, I have some other videos that I haven't uploaded yet. I'm
Okay.
gonna try to get to as soon as I get a chance to.
Right. Right.
Um, but I do plan on bringing that back
Okay.
for multiple reasons, because I feel like people who are doing it, who are even people who are not in Hollywood,
Right.
I feel like they're important too. Like people like us,
Absolutely.
people who are up and
Absolutely.
comers,
Right.
and one of my friends, her name is Kill the Music.
Okay.
She's from the Bay Area, and when I say plethora,
Right.
it's she does music. She's a singer, songwriter, rap artist, actress, model,
Right.
event planner.
Okay.
This is her living, and she also, I think she has her own rap. I think she has her own label as well. Shout out to
Okay.
Kill the Music.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, like just like seeing people who are from the Bay Area, people from Sacramento.
Right.
Basically, if you're doing something, and like even if it's on a small scale, you want to
Right.
climb. I I give people this salute, definitely.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where would you want to be in 5 years?
In 5 years,
Yeah.
so it's it's funny that you asked this one, because I've literally plotted this out every single day of the week. I've written down too.
I know you
In
do.
the next
I know
five
you
years,
do.
I would definitely love to have everything copywritten. So basically, have everything
Okay.
copywritten, trademarks. Um, having a building of my own.
Okay.
Um, and make in the next 5 years, hopefully have at least two feature films underneath my belt.
Nice.
Working with up and comers,
Okay.
rubbing elbows, and working with people who are who are in the who working with big name people between A B C D E F G listers
Right.
as well.
Right.
Um,
Right.
and definitely, and also too, I'm hoping to put together my nonprofit. It's so the idea
Awesome.
of what I want to do next 5 to 10 years is basically it's the Art Institute mixed with the Boys and Girls Club, and I'm
Okay.
smashing that together.
Okay.
And so what it is
That's
basically,
awesome.
like I said, with the kids. So kids ages 5 up to
Okay.
high school, having them learn how to write scripts,
Right.
teaching them how to do broadcasting,
That's
teaching them how
awesome.
to write music.
Right.
And
That's
I cannot
awesome.
stress the thing.
I know.
Teaching them the history of music
Right.
and teaching them how to make music from scratch
What do you
and
listen to?
bring, huh?
What do you listen to?
Um. So when I'm writing and when I'm doing homework, I listen to film scores.
Do
I
you?
listen to I listen. Hans Zimmerman is my guy.
Okay.
And
Okay.
then, but like when I want to get out of my mood, get
Okay.
up, and I get up. I listen to E40, Little John, Little
Oh,
Wayne. I
absolutely.
listen to stuff that will just put me in a good
Right.
mood.
Absolutely. Yeah, I get that. We have the same likes in music.
And
Definitely.
this may come. And I listen to Nickelback, Creed,
Yep.
Sum 41.
Yep.
I'm a plethora of, and also too, I was gonna say, I'll shout out to my brother PHARAOH for helping me out with this also too, because he put me in another mind. He actually helped me put in another mindset.
Okay.
Um, he listens to music for cinematic reasons, and I'm
Okay.
like, what? I'm just like, I'm just like, oh, okay, I get it. I know what you're talking about. So as actors, as writers, as person
Yeah.
who's a DP,
Right.
like sometimes I would I'll listen to some music. I'm like, this will be perfect for this film,
Right.
and sometimes I'll listen to films. I'm like, why did I put this song for this film? This song would be perfect for this film instead.
Right.
But
So
yeah,
what
like my
go ahead.
so I'm sorry.
No, it's okay,
I
babe.
just
Go
want to
ahead.
tell you this one story.
Yep.
This little short story. So it was me, my wife, and our friends, and we're watching a movie. Mind you, I've never seen this movie a day in my life. So I said, oh, that was going to happen. And then my god sister said, no, you don't. I'm like, you forgot who you're talking to, huh? So I said, this gonna happen. At the end, this is gonna happen, but before this happens, this and this and this and this and this gonna happen, and then at the end, this gonna happen. Everything played out exactly how I said. She said, you've seen this movie. I don't watch this movie. She's like, how do you know it's gonna happen? Ask me the question one more time.
You know, my mom does stuff like that. You know, we watch a movie, she hasn't seen it before, and by 20 minutes into the movie, she wants to tell me how the movie's going to be, how it's going to end, how it's going to work out, and it does work out that way. But stop. It's like, don't do that. Please don't do that. Gosh. Let's see. What advice would you give yourself at 20 years old?
At 20 years old,
Hmm.
I
Or the
would tell
15-year-old you.
myself, I'm so sorry, what'd you say?
I said the 20-year-old you, or maybe the 15-year-old you.
I would tell myself, so actually, I'll go back to the 15-year-old me.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
and I've literally and like I say, I do a lot of deep thinking when I'm by myself.
Right.
The 15-year-old me, I would tell myself, stay your behind in school. Do not, I would tell myself, do not play football.
Okay.
Instead of playing football, because our school had they had a film program. Instead of doing football, I would have done the film program.
Okay.
And I would tell and basically, if I was to go back in the time machine, I
Right.
would lay everything out for myself,
Right.
and I would put in everything on a DVD, and tell myself like, this is what you need to do. This is gonna how it happened. Here's a packet for you to look. I would tell myself, get into film right now. I would tell
Right.
myself, get your behind a driver's license right now. I would actually tell myself, get your life together right now.
Right.
Honestly, get your life together, and I would give myself a caveat because
Okay.
I had a lot of self doubt at that time. So
Okay.
I would tell my look, this is what you've created in the past 20 to 30 years. This is what you've created. This is what the things that you've known.
Right.
So I would I would give myself some inspiration as well.
So let me ask you another question. Okay, so if you wrote a book about your career so far, what would you title it?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you.
If you wrote a book about your career, so far in your career, what would you title the book?
I would title the journey that follows.
I like that. I like that.
And I actually just came up with that just on top of my head
Did you-
because
I like that. The journey that
basically
follows. Okay. No, I love
because life
that. The
is a
journey that
journey,
follows. Yes.
and you go through your ups, you go through your ups and downs. You will have, just like in every single movie, there's a big pit
Right.
in
Right.
every movie. But instead of having one big pit, you're going to have several big pits
Right.
in
Yep.
your life,
Yep.
and it's up to you to figure out. Because I give everybody, I literally give a lot of people advice
Okay.
constantly, and I tell people, I'm like, look, even if it's just an idea of something that you want to do, go for that idea, no matter how obscure it is. But
Right.
people gonna look at me crazy. Good. I let
Right.
you, if people look at you crazy, talk about you bad because you're
Right.
doing something good, that means that you're doing something right.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, so fun question. What would be your superpower if you could have a superpower?
ADD. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me put my headphones in. I'm sorry.
No problem.
Um, that's a really good question
Okay.
because me and my like I said, me and Fro talk about this constantly.
Okay. Okay.
um, you said what would because
What would your
I
if
love
you had a
superhuman
superpower?
speed.
Okay.
I love superhuman, but also too, um, I love superhuman speed, but I also like what is his name? Vibe.
Okay.
So there's a superhero called Vibe,
Okay. Tell us about
and
that.
he's a not Native American. He's a Hispanic he was a Hispanic superhero who
Okay.
can he can teleport and he can teleport, and he can also give off concussive vibe type of blast,
Okay.
and he can sense the presence of other people. He can touch things and know where you've been.
That's awesome.
That
That would be
it's kind
cool.
of funny because it's a lot of different I can't really say what kind of powers I would want because there's so many that I like,
Okay.
but the power but but the thing is that fact that I actually created my own character.
Okay.
I
Okay.
created like several different characters. One character called Grizzly Bear,
Okay.
basically,
Is that why?
and
Is that the name? The why you call yourself Quentin Grizzly Bear? Is that
um. So a long time ago, before I got into film, I wanted to be a rap artist,
okay?
and
Okay.
my mama would always call me, "You look like a big black grizzly bear."
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So I was experimenting with different. One point, I called myself the Black Grizzly Bear
Okay.
or Black Bear, and then so basically everybody kept calling me Grizzly Bear. So
Okay.
I took I took my so-called stage name and turned it into a company name.
Okay. Smart.
And like the first time I used that name was when I did a short film at my school at Dean's College.
Okay.
And uh but yeah, so um Grizzly Bear would actually have superhuman strength.
Okay.
He can run up to almost 200 miles an hour. He
Nice.
can leap like the Hulk. He has heightened senses, healing abilities. He
Okay.
has claws. He has claws on his fingernails.
Okay.
Um,
That's cool.
and so yeah, speed, strength, heightened senses, healing, and I can grow like Maul, but I can only grow up to maybe 20 feet.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, that would yeah.
Well, listen, I've enjoyed talking with you. I've been looking forward to speaking with you and getting to know you a little bit more. And I really appreciate you coming on, and I would love to
I
have you
definitely
back
appreciate being here.
so that we can maybe review a movie next time. And um, yeah, I appreciate you taking time out to join us tonight for Rossie Talks. Please tell us anything that you have going on, any shout outs, any projects that you have going on you wanna share with us right now.
So projects that I am very slowly
Okay.
working on. Like I said, I'm working on Zodiac dating and Grizzly.
Okay.
I'm working on Zodiac dating and Family Responsibilities. Those two are going to be a short film for right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
But I am planning on turning it into a feature film, and I think the
Okay.
feature would definitely have people cracking up.
Awesome.
Um, Especially Zodiac dating.
Okay. Okay.
Because but as far as me going, and then I just want to shout out to my friends Eric Qualls, um,
Oh, Eric,
Farrell
absolutely.
Harrington, Reginald, and Reginald Waters, and anybody else who's paying attention watching. But I just want to let everybody know you are who you hang around with. So be careful who you hang around with.
Absolutely. And we will leave it with that. Eric, I'm having you on the show. I hope that you're done filming and I'm going to reach out to you because Eric was going to be like one of my first interviews because we've done a couple of films together, short
Okay.
films together. So I've been able to get to know him a little bit. So I'm going to absolutely re-invite him back on the show because he was on
Okay.
set. But yeah, PHARAOH, all of you guys are just great. You guys are so talented. And I'm so happy that you shared with us and on everything that you do. You guys can follow Quentin on his social media. We'll have all of that in the description of the video. And he will definitely be a friend of the show and come back and we'll talk movies next time or games if he's a gamer. I think he might be a gamer.
I'm not
Are
a
you a
gamer.
gamer?
Sorry, I don't have
Okay,
time
he's
for
not a
games. I'm
gamer. And
sorry.
and you know what? That makes sense because really, with everything that he's telling us, when does he have time to sit down and grind out a game like we have time to?
And
So
between
we'll
being a husband, sorry,
right. No, go ahead.
husband,
Go ahead.
father, student.
Right.
So yeah,
This is a very busy man, and I'm sure that we'll definitely see him in the future on your TV sets, your cartoons, all of that good stuff. Quentin, again, thank you. Don't leave anywhere. Please stay here with me. You
mhm.
guys, so this is what I have coming up. Tomorrow, we're going to go ahead and finally wrap up Let the Right One In, episode 10. I know that this has been going on for a while. Of course, I have work and other things going on, but we are going to finish up that final episode tomorrow night at 7. I can't wait for us to talk about that because it was the best ending of a series. And it looks like we may be getting another one. Next week, I'm going to have Jason Johnson, or sorry, the 22nd, Jason Johnson's coming on the show. He and I are going to talk video games. We're going to talk video games that we feel should have had movies and video games that have movies out. So we're going to do a gamer show on the 22nd. And on Thursday next week, I'll be joining John DiGregorio on Movie Lovers Night. We're going to review the film The Menu, which was freaking awesome. And I hope that you guys catch the replay of John's. What is it he's doing? What's the new HBO? Anyways, listen, it's in the description. Catch us next week. Thank you guys for your time. Please like, share, subscribe, guys. Please, that helps us a lot. It's free. And also, we have new merch. We have new logos, new merch. That'll be in the description as well. Thank you, Bonfire. The shirts look awesome. So again, thank you guys. And you guys know, let me get myself together because you guys know it takes me a minute to get out of here. Just give me a second and we will leave out. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next week.